I guess we're live now. I hit the wrong buttons.
Oh.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very unceremonious start to today's newest adventure in the Four Keeps Legacy, Part 1. Today is July 6th, 2020, and you are loved. And that is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of our sessions, which, if this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures and check out the whole backlog of every VOD from every game that we have played on this here channel. But if you are more of an audio cast inclined individual, you can go towards anywhere audiocasts are made available for free, and you can find us under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made currently available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can find our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from the community, but also from each other. The easiest way, of course, to ask us questions is by joining us on the Discord, which you can find the link either to the side if you're watching us live on Twitch, or in the description of this video/audiocast if you are joining us via the VOD. If you already support us like the Hype Goblin did with their subscription on Twitch, and you already support us on Patreon as well, consider going to indooradventure.redbubble.com. It's our merch store. There's no S at the end in that URL. We got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got throw pillows and shower curtains. We even have journals and stickers. We have all sorts of wonderful things that you can help purchase and help support the show. One of those amazing things is actually face masks. We have those on our Redbubble store now, so they have the symbol of Tiamat about them. All the proceeds that we're getting from those are, of course, going to be going towards COVID research. So, hey, consider helping out a good cause, because we're going to be like this for a while, I'm pretty sure. So, hey, let's put money in the right place. Not my pockets, in the pockets of the community. But other than that, that is it for my spiel. Cost, thank you so much for gifting a sub to the level 3 dad in our chat. Hey guys, do you want to make a nice dingling noise?
I gotcha.
Yeah, that sound will occur, as followed maybe by that one, or hopefully a wiggly kitten whenever we get subs on this channel. So thank you all for those awesome subs. Hey RJ, who are you playing today?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ and I'm playing Caelum, the Shatterkai Wizard Cleric.
Hi, I'm LB and I'm playing Gwen, the Halfling Barbarian Fighter.
Hoi, I'm Cyber, he, him. I play Arjhan, the Draconian Fighter, also he, him.
I'm Wings and I am playing Cori, the Elgin Paladin.
And I am the Indoor Adventurer, and tonight I shall be your Dungeon Master. So, last we left off, you had finally made it to the city of Gillet, where you were reunited with your wolf pupper, Cybra, who was oh so happy to see all of your group. Cybra eventually then led you back to Gillet, where you ended up meeting Prescott and Mugwort, the two remaining members of Off Constantly, who informed you of Farron's fate, the previous third-party member. Over a rather tense dinner, given the circumstances, you also met back up with your draconian friend Kendek, who was quite ready to go to the tower that he had originally sired from. It was at this dinner that Caelum was given Farron's preferred weapon, a saber with a star-cut emerald in the pommel that Caelum then was able to hold on to. It was a good time. It was at that point that Caelum left. Gwen ended up joining him on the roof of Keller's Bar, where you were all pointed at and ridiculed for being such powerful adventurers that you can just sit on the top of houses. Cori ended up going off into the woods, where she had a fateful encounter with the deity Shar, and Arjhan found out after talking with Newell that your dear friend Philip currently resides inside of a house in the lower woods of the country, a house that you all guessed to be the Manor of Moon's Tear. It was at that point that your group ended up reconciling amongst yourselves, trying to figure out what the route of operations was to be. Gwen wanted to go back to the tribe. Arjhan wanted to go and investigate the tower because that's what you guys told Kendek that you would do. And Kendek's been waiting several months at this point for it to be done. And then I believe the rest of the order of operation was find Cori's season and then go towards the Rookery of Bones to the north in the area known as Fildas. No?
Nah.
We were gonna
Oh,
go
it's
to.
Get the season, go to the manor.
Go to the manor. Okay, cool.
Tower
I
season
asked
hello.
where the Rookery of Bones was, but
That's where my mistake was. So, yes. It is...
All of his preparations.
Yes. Well, my plans are fucked now. Never mind. So, you guys
Go
were...
to the fucking rookery now.
You were all able to have this conversation late in the evening, but I believe that there was a little bit of prep work that you wanted to do over the evening. Caelum, you were not able to, or you were able to rest the night previous, but you guys were still in the middle of your conversation. So what would you like to do as night ends up coming to a close before you get ready for the next day and its preparations? Or no, we last left off. Caelum, you were in the process of throwing up papers and pens into the air with the sword, correct? Because you wanted to make something out of the blade that Farron had given you.
You did reveal to me that it is already a magic item.
Yeah. The magical properties that you try to instill it don't end up taking purchase, but you do find out that it is a weapon known as the Windswept Saber. Counts as a +1 longsword, has some wind-themed abilities in it, and also acts as an arcane focus. Does require attunement, though, if you would like to attach yourself to it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh, Koss, thank you for the bits.
Biddies.
So, Caelum has just thrown up pens and papers into the air, and it is at that point that you find out his old sword was actually a magic item. This is, I'm guessing, is happening in the room with the rest of your companions.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so is there anything that you all would like to do before nightfall, or before going to rest?
We have a couple of days before we arrive anywhere, right?
Yes. Your travel time in total was going to be about a week.
Okay.
Could we make a pit stop before we head out? I'd like to go visit Farron before we leave.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
of course.
Okay.
Gwen sleeps with Caelum.
Caelum doesn't sleep. He's going to throw up the spear that Arjhan got him for the Holiday Nexus and try and do the inscriptions on that instead.
Okay.
Does Caelum promise not to leave the room?
He's going to be busy all night.
Does he promise not to leave the room?
Yes.
Okay. Gwen
All right.
will sleep.
Sounds good. So, Caelum, roll a D100.
Whew, boy.
As we have made some quick rules for his new arcane tradition of being able to create magical items.
70.
70? All right. Counts as a success. So you are going to need, I believe this was just for the Silver Wind Strike?
Steel Wind Strike, which is a 5th level spell.
Okay, so this is going to be I believe this would be a rare magic item for having a 5th level spell associated with it. So you will need that many successes, which I believe we said was 10 in total. So
Gotcha.
you got one of them in there and are in the process now of creating this magical thing. Arjhan, is there anything that you would like to do late this eve? All right. You're able to get your rest in. Cori, is there anything that you would like to do late this eve, as Caelum is in the process of making this magical weapon?
I don't think so.
Okay, sounds good. So you are all able to take your rests. Cybra has curled up at this point next to Gwen. And Gwen, you'll notice that Cybra seems a little While she was initially excited to see Caelum again, there is a little bit of apprehension from her, as he just sort of has this aura about him that tends to make animals a little uncomfortable, given the whole lichdom thing.
Yeah, she'll give her scritches, and it's all right. I'll be back to normal soon. Don't worry.
Okay, so
Gwen doesn't understand.
you awake the following day, and upon going down into the center room, Cori, I'm assuming, you typically rest in the tavern, like in the tavern general area.
Yeah, either in the general area or like up on the roof. She usually tries to find some place that she can keep watch.
Okay.
But yeah, like tonight would probably be tavern general area.
Okay. As what normally happens, the whoever is on staff will come over, kind of like move their hands in front of your face, say under their breath, "I fucking hate adventurers," and then will go along their normal duty, just leaving you to meditate. You are awake for about 2 hours after your meditation in the morning when you hear loud footsteps that are accompanied with like metal kind of clanging about, and in the doorway to Keller's Tavern, you see the imposing figure of Kendek with what looks like a large sack over their shoulder, and it seems like that metal sound is actually coming from inside of the sack. And they look around and they see you and kind of tilt their head a little bit and nod, but will actually go to approach you and set their bag down. And we'll just keep you company in the morning. He will order coffee, and he seems to have a good enough standing with the tavern keep that it comes out relatively quickly. They see him as a figure who has helped out the town during this time. But at this point, make a perception check.
My elf eyes see 21.
Okay. It is more of your hearing at this point, as it seems that word that the Shadow Giant is gone has actually gotten around pretty quickly. And at this point, a lot of the adventurers that were waking up, getting ready to head out towards Callethorn Fortress, have all now gotten a little bit dejected and are also going to be just steadily dispersing as the days go on. But it seems like the events over the last several days have finally reached the town. So Caelum, you are done with your inscriptions for the evening. Gwen, you and Cybra both end up waking up as he seems to be getting done with his magical practice, and Arjhan, you are waking up in the morning as well. You usually get a room to yourself, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since you guys last stayed in a tavern, but you're all able to wake up to the smell of fresh coffee coming from downstairs, as well as the general fixings of what would typically be associated with a breakfast meal. And when you all descend down, you see that Cori is just sitting there with Kendek, sharing some small conversation. And Cori, during this time, Kendek reveals that he had a lot of time on his hands. He didn't know when you guys would be coming back, but he started a passion project that he was able to finish. And he has built himself a full suit of plate mail. That seems to be more accustomed for a draconic body rather than just a small person bod.
That is absolutely beautiful.
Uh,
do you mind if I...
Yeah.
She's going to...
Like looking at it, it is...
Yeah.
It is like when you see the inside of a hollowed log and put your arm into it. There is very much a vacant room where your arm is and where his arm would fill. And as you look at it, Kendek opens his mouth and smiles a little. And as he puts his clawed hand onto the bracer, you see that same telltale reddish energy come from his hand, from his association to the plane of fire, that seems to cause the armor to glow steadily, and smoke begins to actually come off of the gauntlet.
She'll and like reach out to it, like almost like she's about to touch like an open flame, but like she's just feeling it for heat. Like, is this a cosmetic effect or is it real?
It's a cosmetic effect. It seems that he has given himself smoldering armor.
She'll touch it.
Yeah, it's not
And then
hot
just
to the
kind of-
touch. And
And then just kind of wave around her hand in the smoke a little bit. And she's all like, oh, my father would love this.
Kendek just sort of shrugs, not sure of what really to make of that. And then you see him tap the armor again, and it stops smoldering. And he will do this when the current staff members of this bar look over and just see armor that's billowing smoke at a table, and they're like, "Come the fuck on, man! We're inside." And it's around that point that the rest of the four keeps come down.
Morning.
Morning.
Oh,
Coffee.
Vinyl stops shopping. Anybody needs to get done today.
What do we need?
I don't know. DM, are we keeping track of rations again, or are we not?
Nah, that's fine.
Cool, Kendek. Oh, Kendek, I have a couple of questions, actually. How much would just the iron ore be from a blacksmith shop? Or would I have to procure that from, like, a mining company?
You could buy the ore. I don't
All
see
right.
why not. Coin is coin.
Oh, I'm gonna be bothering you a bit on the road about your work, if that's fine.
Kendek, like, just kind of casually nods. He doesn't seem to have any problem with this.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go get some iron ore, some crossbow bolts. What?
Since we're all here right now, can't remember if I've done this yet. Arjhan is going to get out a couple of pieces of parchment and 5 gold coins. They're the special coins. Listen, it is very hard, very hard to keep track of people, especially whenever we keep getting lost in other planes and kept out of time or kidnapped and replaced with simulacra,
Sorry.
or otherwise killed. So, I have a proposal. Can everyone just sign on as consultants for my little company? That way my resources can actually get in touch with everybody if we need to.
I thought we were the company. I thought we were like the base company, and then there were all the other adventurers.
Well, my little company was a side project. We are the base company, but my companies are just, yeah, it made sense to keep them separate.
There's
No,
2 companies?
Well, 3 technically now.
I mean, logistically, it makes sense. So, pull out a quill.
I mean, Gwen, do you want to do management for a potions company?
No.
It did make sense.
Wait, so what are the 3 businesses again?
Well, that's 4 keeps. That's our thing.
That's us. That's just, is that a business?
What? I mean, people pay us sometimes, hopefully.
Okay. Then there's all the other adventurers.
Then there's Tyrant Security. where I help outfit new potential adventurers and hopefully broker some contracts for them.
Okay.
And we take a little bit off the top.
Right. Okay. And then there's the potion shop.
And then there's dragon straps.
Oh, okay. I guess it makes sense, logistically that they're all different. Yeah, no, whatever.
But if everybody can just sign on as a consultant, if we're ever separated, we could use my more diabolical contacts to get into contact with each other, or at least check in.
Will we be using our true names, or is this a mundane binding?
I don't think anybody signed up with a non-true name. You could try it.
Cori's gonna read the contract.
Gwen just signs it.
Kendek puts a large X.
Oh no, Kendek! Teach the boy his letters.
The contract is vague in what the responsibilities of a consultant is. Thank you, Jill Fayen. But is otherwise in order if you take the time to read it.
She does. I think she's stalling for time to think about what she's going to write down. She'll sign it as Coriander.
Once you sign it, Gwen, Arjhan slides one of the coins over to you, and you'll notice as he slides it over to you, the part of the coin that's facing up to you changes a little bit, and there's some like Draconic Rune card that's just like embedded in it now.
Solid. She put, all right, top right, third row, second column. Puts it in one of her many pockets. 100-pocketed outfit. It's coming back.
Always in style.
Yeah.
Fashionable and functional.
Yeah. I don't know how she does that with her crop top, but it's in there.
It's fashion.
The crop top of 1,000 pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Find it on the merch store.
It's on wish.com.
It's literally just made of pockets.
Does everybody sign it? Sorry, He only takes up 4 coins, not 5. I counted myself. I'm not supposed to do that.
Yeah, I think you said 4 coins.
I said 5.
Oh, I heard 4. Yeah. Kendek will sign. Again, big X for his signature.
Okay, that's all I had. He'll hand everybody their coins. You don't have to wear them, just keep them on you.
How does it work?
Now that the coin has been assigned, if I ask Neil to find you,
oh, I remember.
They'll have a very good idea where you are.
All right.
And Kendek nods and says, if we have any questions for you, can we use these coins to find you?
Maybe. And Neil might be able to hear you through them if you address them. And they might be able to get into contact with me.
Kendek nods. He seems satisfied.
Perfect.
Sweet. Hopefully I don't lose this job.
Well,
There is
Session 1,
no
2, and 3
discussion of-
stuff is all
there's n-
coming back.
There is no discussion of payment on the
That's fine.
on the contract.
amazing. So, getting ready to head out. You guys are met by Off Constantly, who let you know that they are going to be heading to the dock, but they still wanted to say one last goodbye for your party and just let you know how much they appreciated, or how glad they are that Caelum has at least been returned to you and yours. At this point, they are going to be hopping onto their boat as they have before and sailing across the lake. Is there anything that you four wanted to tell them before they ended up heading off?
Hey, if you guys come across a really spooky house, I guess it's a manor, that doesn't look like it should be there because it probably moves a lot, can you send word to us? Don't check it out. Just send word.
Mugwort, or Prescott doesn't seem phased by this. He's like, oh, of course, we'll totally send you word if we find a spooky house that shouldn't be there. But Mugwort looks like they actually have a look of recognition and just deep nod. He says in Dwarven. So Caelum, you're the only one who can understand this. But he says, I don't know what you did to piss off the house, but we will let you know.
In Dwarven, he'll return. Well, apparently we killed some of the daughters, so there's that.
His daughters.
And Mug just solemnly nods and says, I will make sure he sends a sending.
Thanks.
And if you find yourself near the Hollow Logs, if you find any folk there, let them know that the Lower Caelum of the Fallen Leaves is a friend of yours. And if you have any trouble at all, send me a sending.
We'll let them know you said hey.
Careful, apparently that holds power down there.
No, I think they're just really friendly.
It is indeed the universal sign of friendship.
Saying hey?
Indeed.
Huh. I usually go with sir.
That works too.
Okay.
Be safe, you two.
And they will nod. And then board onto their transport vessel. And as you watch as it is currently sailing away, Mugwort says, "One last thing!" And Gwen, you see something hurtling through the air towards you.
Ha! Would you like me to make a roll?
Yeah, make a dexterity check. Make a dex save.
All right.
Or an
this is something
acrobatics check. Either way.
Okay. A dirty 20.
Okay, you catch it, and it is a very nice silvered bangle.
Nice. She's like, catch you next time.
And you see Mugwort blushes a little bit, and then just like he doesn't seem like he can actually form words. And Prescott looks down, just, why are you like this?
You told him you're getting married, right?
Nope.
Ooh.
It didn't come up. It's not like we banged last night. I was with you.
No, but now he is giving you jewelry.
What does that mean?
Oh, Gwen.
What?
He's asking you to go steady with him, friend.
What? No.
And Kendek leans down and says, that one costs a pretty copper.
Oh, shit.
Arjhan, like,
Coward!
almost instinctively reaches out with the hand that has the pearl on it.
Mhm.
And then, like, he remembers that he can't cast Identify anymore and pulls his hand back.
Friend.
Well, that'll be an awkward conversation for later. Make a note of that.
Are there any holes that we can't dig ourselves out of? I know there's a lot, but I'm sorry. Are there any holes that we can dig ourselves out of?
Oh, I can dig myself out of this hole real fast.
Mm.
I was about to say, the Underdark seems like a pretty deep hole.
So, what's the plan to get to this tower?
And Kendek says, one, you still have your cart from when you came in yesterday. You still have your Auroch from yesterday. And then Kendek has been doing well to take care of Arvak and Biscuit, the two horses that you had bought on your way up to Galay, and brought there from Marysville. We go around the river, or around the lake.
All right. Are we off?
Yep.
Caelum, you wanted to buy some iron ingots.
And crossbow bolts. How much would that be?
How much would you like to spend? They have no more than... I would say that they have no more than 300 gold pieces worth of iron ingots on hand.
I just want like 4 to start with, just in case I mess up.
Okay. So that would be 80 gold pieces.
Sick.
Gwen's gonna buy herself some like silk underwear. Just for her.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
I rolled a 1, and I have a -1.
Welcome to my life.
I'm gonna
Gwen,
grab my dice now.
Gwen, you begin looking everywhere for a place to possibly buy a nice pair of silken underwear for you. But it doesn't seem like anyone here in town currently has access to silk. But you do find a shady, kind of raspy-voiced adventurer who's willing to sell you their silken underwear.
Would it fit?
No.
Is it a dude?
Yes.
How much does he want for it?
He wants 15 gold for his used silken underwear.
Can he throw anything else in?
He can throw in a wink.
How tough does he look?
He does not look very tough.
Okay.
He looks a little drunk.
Oh. Oh man, sorry, I just had a ghost moment. No, I'm good, thanks, dude.
And he says, "Are you sure?" And like lifts up the front of his shirt and like pulls up the silk underwear from his front.
Yeah. Gwen's gonna be like, all right, well, let me take a look at it and just yank it up.
Make a
Give him a
strength
wedgie.
check.
23.
Gwen, you may need to leave town rather quickly, as you did not just wedgie this person. Silk is not necessarily sturdy when it has not been through the proper preparations. You just tore this dude's underwear out from the front side. It's ripped and torn. A little bit of mending and a lot of prestidigitation could probably clean that. But they are now passed out on the ground from intense pain.
Indor, what the fuck?
She'll put the underwear on top of him, put like 3 gold under it, like between him and the underwear, and then she's just gonna like
Make a stealth check.
why you like this indoor? 5.
Okay.
Why am I using this?
As you are backing out of this alleyway, whistling rather inconspicuously. There's some heavy air quotes for audiocast listeners. There are definitely some people who take note. They aren't gonna say anything, but they have noticed you, and you see them like kind of talking amongst themselves, and then again you hear just one dude walking by, just fucking adventurers.
I run back to the group.
Okay.
All right, let's go. It's time to go, right? We're going?
Yeah, sure.
Solid. Let's go now.
Okay. So
Awkward smile.
you are all able to leave town, and you begin making your way towards Farron's resting place. Kendek is actually able to lead you. He seems to have actually helped out Mugwort and Prescott in the transportation and burial process of your fallen friend. And it takes several hours, but eventually you do reach this place. And it is a nice hill that rests between a clearing of trees that just looks out across this lake that you're guessing would take days sailing across. If you've ever stared at any of the Great Lakes or any of the other large terrestrial bodies of water and just seen ocean or lake as far as the eyes can go, that is very much Lake Caelum. But you see that there is it looks like a quarterstaff has been planted in the ground near this place, as well as a large stone has kind of been put up near this hill to denote where this gravesite was. And Kendek sort of reverently motions to the grave. He doesn't seem to really know what to say other than "here you are," but he's just gonna be quiet.
Caelum nods his head. I'll be just a moment.
Take your time.
He's gonna walk up to the grave and sit down, pull out an ale skin and just pour it over the top. I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused. I know I said I couldn't find a way to thank you, and I don't think I'll ever get the chance. I'm still gonna try and keep our promise. From wherever you are, I'll make you proud. He's gonna take one of the glass globes inside his pack and do an encode thought plus portrait. And he'll rest a gemmery on top of the grave. And it is Prescott, Mug, and Farron at a drinking table. They look very wasted. Caelum will stand up and pat the saber that is tucked into his shield. You'll always be with me. He'll walk away.
Okay. Is there?
I think once
Yeah.
the group, like as we move on, Gwen's gonna just hang back for a second and just say to not go up to it, but like say in the direction of the grave, like, "Thanks for being a good dad to Caelum. I'll do my best to take care of him." And then walk on.
Okay. Grayskull says very quietly, "You're going to make a wonderful father someday."
Thanks, buddy. I like the concentration that you had in that moment. You're like, should I say it? I'm gonna say it. I saw the thought process.
All right. So, you are all able to continue on for the rest of the day. You know that overall it will take roughly around 7 days in total to actually get to this tower, and your first day goes by uneventfully other than this pit stop. And you notice that at the beginning of each of these days, Kendek is going to be making sure to put on his full plate of armor. And the helm that he has designed is more like a resting helm on top of his head rather than a full one. The draconic snout makes it a little bit difficult to try and fit something over your full head. So he is letting his hard scales do most of the work. It is currently going into the second day. Arjhan.
First day, if Caelum hasn't spent all of his spells, I'd like to ask him to send a sitting to Makoth and just let her know that Arjhan is okay. And hopes that she's doing well.
Okay.
Makoth, it's Caelum. Arjhan is doing well. Hope you're fine. Be in touch again soon.
The message that you get back is it safe? I hope he's doing well. Keep at it. Let me know if he wants to talk again. Makoth.
I'll relay the message to Arjhan.
Whenever you have more sendings at your disposal, yes, I think it would be safe. And he'll explain to Caelum what she meant by that. Specifically blue Tiamat.
That's not fun.
No. So, if nothing else, that's why I couldn't really tell any of you about what was going on with me for a long time.
You had our best intentions at heart. I'll send her a message in the morning.
Okay. Sounds good. So you send her a message in the morning. Is there anything that anyone wanted to do over the evening of that first day?
If Kendek isn't busy during the cart rides, Cam will be talking to him about the blacksmithing process, and in the evenings he'll try and enchant the spear.
Okay. Sounds good. Make another craft check. Magical crafts.
Magic craft 53.
53. That's a success.
Oh, cool.
Could have not been, but you're fine. It's great. And Kendek, kind of explaining the process, says that he doesn't really... To him, this was a natural skill. It doesn't seem like he's used to finding armor and finding gear and putting it together in a fashion that has suited him for the last long while since he has been going out and doing his own thing. But when he was in Galay and had the opportunity to make a sword that was perfectly weighted for him, to make armor that was perfectly sized for himself, it seems like this is the first time in a long time that he actually had the opportunity to have a personal project, to have things that he wanted to do for himself. That wasn't just what a group of shithead bandits wanted him to do, or following after you all to make sure that Caelum was okay. He had downtime, and he didn't know what to do with it, so instead he made himself strong.
Must be nice. Oh, okay.
Okay. But yeah, so he is sort of teaching you what he knows of this base process while you are in the process of magicking this sword, or your spear, rather, right? Or were you making a sword?
He's just learning the process right now.
Nice. Okay. So it is towards the end of the second day. At this point, was there anything that you guys wanted to do during this day other than Caelum learning more about the process of smithing? Any conversations amongst yourselves, that sort of thing?
I think maybe Gwen might have a conversation with Cori. Like, just trying to understand why the Feywild isn't pressing. Like, why it isn't important right this second, because it seems like it's a big deal what's going on, but she's very blasé about it.
It certainly is. It is. But time between the Feywild and natural plane are different. Things go slower in the Feywild. So while things are progressing there, while every moment more and more of the Feywild is being overtaken by winter, it's happening a lot slower than it should, at least from our perspective.
Okay. So, I mean, I know we've had a lot of things to deal with. Like, what are we waiting for, though?
Well, you remember when I died for the first time? It was in the Hollow Locks. My teacher was there.
Yeah.
And I followed him through a portal.
Right.
Well, something went wrong along the way, and the Raven Queen intercepted me.
Right.
Then she took my seasons, and she told me that the thing that I want to do, the way to learn how to defeat or tame the primordial Fae, I would learn how to do that in reclaiming my seasons.
Oh, so we have to get your seasons back, then we can go deal with this.
I'm hoping so. But honestly, I've been thinking about it, and I don't know what lessons I'm supposed to be learning here.
Well, one of them was in a fire pit. So maybe use your smarts, not just your bronze. The other one was
the tree.
The tree. Yep. Okay, so we got stuck there. That one was maybe like make your own future.
Cori just kind of gives you a sad smile. Regardless, I'm sure that the Raven Queen is going to have a lot to answer for when we see her again.
Yeah. So yes. So you have 2 more to go, right?
Yes.
Okay. The next one is summer.
Autumn.
I
just got summer.
Right. Sorry. Autumn, and then winter, and well, isn't kind of your moon one kind of like winter? Do you have?
No.
You don't? No.
Remotely?
No. You're just the same color.
Not necessarily. The winter has got sort of a blue tinge to it, and summer is more of a silver. Or, excuse me, moon is more of a silver.
Right. Sorry.
It's okay.
All I see are ankles and crotches, so. Your silver billowing hair isn't really helpful. Cool. So, Feywild will be after Philip, right?
I think so.
So
we'll have to find out where the winter season's going to be.
Tower season, Philip season, Feywild, Darkstar?
I suppose that's the order of operations as of now.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll find more pressing matters to deal with along the way.
Yeah.
Cori says, rolling her eyes, checking her level.
Go.
Still got about 8 more levels to go. I'm sure something will come up.
Yeah. Cori, what are you playing with? I think that's it.
Fire.
My slipper.
I found a flower on the road. Isn't it pretty?
Oh, I don't know what you have, but it's loud. It's a marble. All right, that's it. Sorry.
There was a marble in this flower. I don't know how that happened.
Who's to say?
Some
What's
tricksy
dice?
fay. Oh my, it has numbers on it.
Sorry.
All right, so Cori and Gwen, you guys have that conversation during the second day, and towards evening, you all manage to make your rest stop for the night. And as you are making camp, are you guys doing watches? Are you all just going to sleep and hoping the elves stay up? What is the current situation?
We do watches.
Caelum doesn't need to sleep.
We know that.
He's expressed as such.
All right.
Even if he can't, the rest of us should be doing watches anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And
True
just allowing Caelum to have the time to sleep or meditate if he so chooses. If that's
That's
a
a
thing
good
that he
point.
can do.
We'll take watches.
Okay. So who's on first watch?
Gwen will.
Okay. Sounds good. So, Gwen, while you're on watch, make a perception check.
Okie dokie. I'll roll a normal dice for this. Don't fuck me. 9.
9? All right. Your watch goes by uneventfully.
Solid.
Who's on next?
I'll be next.
All right. So, Arjhan, you are on watch. Make a perception check.
14.
Okay. With a 14, it is quiet. There is the sound of the fire that's just sort of crackling for your group. And you hear a sound you are very familiar with. And it is the sound of a crossbow being loaded. And you hear footsteps making their way towards your group.
Arjhan is going to set his crossbow next to him and pull back the string without loading anything into it.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Natural 1
Okay.
for 5.
Sounds good. And
It's not a good move to sneak up on people.
And you hear a voice that you have heard before, that you haven't heard since you left your Bloodhunter order.
Fuck.
And you hear a female or a male voice say, "Well, well, well, look what the hag dragged in." And as you turn and look, you see that there are 2 members of your previous order coming up towards you, crossbows loaded, swords at the ready, with a small group of others behind them. And you recognize these figures as Orla and Sveinen. And Sveinen is the one that has a crossbow loaded and pointed towards your group. And that is where we are going to go on break for the evening. I know it's a little early, but mayhaps something is going to be happening here this very eve. We are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes, so don't go no place unless it is to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. And we're back.
Steven!
Yes.
That breathing exercise a few weeks ago was very enlightening for some of us, so I think we should take our time to do it again.
Yeah.
So everyone, center yourselves, find a comfy position, and inhale for 4 counts. And exhale for 8.
Okay.
Bring the gong.
It's a boy.
What the fuck?
That's the breathing
You've
you
never
do
heard
when you're giving
breathing.
birth.
I've never heard that breathing before. That got me.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show.
We're gonna kill some people.
Some bad guys have just arrived at your sleeping camp. Arjhan, you recognize 2 of these individuals wielding crossbows as Orla and Sveinen, a blood huntery pair, who you had originally described in your NPC notes as Sveinen, human male, loud, racist, egged on any bullying of the non-human younger blood hunters, and Orla, human female, bully, hate her, great shot. So these are the 2 that hath arrived, and they seem to have a small cadre of other individuals behind them as they arrive. And as you say, that it's not a great idea to like sneak up on people. They respond with, "Look who the hag brought in," and it seems like they have their crossbows at the ready. So, Arjhan, what would you like to do? The rest of your friends are either meditating or asleep, and it seems like there is a group of individuals here.
Is Caelum up?
Probably.
Yeah. Caelum, you have also then seen these individuals approach.
I'll look over to Arjhan and tilt my head.
Alright, you found me. If I'm the one you were actually looking for.
And Sveinen.
And Arjhan's like being pretty loud, so hopefully everybody else realizes that he's talking to somebody.
Everybody make perception checks. Who's not already up? Kendek is still sleepy.
10.
Okay.
9.
Gwen, you hear louder noises, and as you are opening up your eyes, you see that there is a group of about 5 individuals that have come up to your camp. And Sveinen says, "We learned from Breld's mistake. That's not going to happen again." And at this point, they are going to actually take shots, the 2 of them towards you, Arjhan. It seems like they are not interested in this one-on-one fight. They are more just wanting to put an old nail down. So I'd like for everybody to roll initiative. If you are still unconscious, you will roll initiative at disadvantage.
Finally, my thing fucking worked. I got a 21.
Okay.
18.
9.
Okay. And Cori.
8.
Okay. Sounds good. So There we go. We are going to be at the top of the round with Gwen after these 2 crossbow bolts fire.
Fuck yeah. You said there's a bunch of them behind him?
Yes.
Solid. Gwen is going to throw the Sun Forger.
Okay.
She's going to...
On your turn, we can do that. Because right
Oh,
now...
I thought you said it's my turn.
No, because they are shooting crossbows, so it's
Oh.
their surprise round.
I thought you said top of the round with Gwen.
Actually, no, because of your barbarian thingamajigger. As long
I
as
can't
you
be surprised.
as long as you enter into your rage, you can go first, and you see them getting ready to fire towards your group.
Okie dokie. So, yeah, I would like to tiny rage, please.
Okay.
And then I'm going to throw the Sun Forger behind them far enough so that it doesn't hit us, and I'm going to explode it.
Okay.
So I need them to make dexterity saving throws. The DC is 15.
Okay. So that is a natural 20. Not fail.
Oh, nice.
Success. Another success and another fail. So 3 successes, 2 failures.
24 total.
Okay. So boop, boop. And that one is okay.
And then I'm going to use my movement to get up close to one of them. Preferably one of the guys in the back,
Okay.
the posse.
Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool.
And in the back there are 2 humans, and then there looks to be a blue-skinned individual that has kind of like you would expect a little bit of greasy hair, but you're guessing that you've actually seen an individual like this before as the Mater D of the Cloud Giant Castle. This is a water genasi.
Oh.
It's not the
Do I
Mater
know-
D.
Okay.
It's not no, it's not the same guy.
Okay. Cool. I get 2 attacks, don't I?
Yes.
I was like, yeah, I'm done. Yes, I would like to hit the one that I ran up on.
Or
No.
wait, no, because throwing the Sun Forger is an action. That's not an that's like a full round action, not an attack
Yes,
action.
correct. Thank you.
No problem. So if you want to use an action surge, then you could attack more. Otherwise, you can always rush up and get on them if you would like.
Yeah. I'll look imposing on them after she runs, like it explodes and Gwen just like plows through it as it's dissipating with her axe in the air. There's a Goliath glowing above her.
Okay. And Cori, make another perception check. This one's just going to be flat because there was an explosion that just went off. Kendek's awake now.
This one's a 10.
Okay, 10 is enough. So you end up opening your eyes and seeing this bright ball of light explode on what appear to be 5 silhouettes. So the first shot against Arjhan in the surprise round is a natural 20. And they are going
I'd like to use a reaction.
Sure.
I would like to use my Dragon Skills ability to turn that critical hit into a normal hit.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Sounds good. So you are going to be taking 11 points of piercing damage.
Piercing.
Yes. And then the second was a 14 to hit, which I do not believe hits you.
Nope.
All right, so that is it for their surprise round. So we are going to be moving to the top of the initiative order, which is Gwen once again.
Hell yeah. I'm going to take 2 attacks. I should leave my dice out. I don't know why I keep putting them away.
Wait, would Arjhan have also been surprised?
I would say Arjhan wouldn't have been surprised. Sorry.
Okay.
To keep doing this
I
to you,
rolled a
Gwen.
natural 20 on keeping it.
Okay,
I'm
yes,
just
you
saying
are.
that.
Yep, Arjhan.
His action is just to take Dragon Aspect.
Okay. Sounds good.
And
So I'm
Hunter's
using
Mark.
the Runix.
Okay, and who are you
Ooh.
hunters marking?
Crossbow.
Okay. Okay, so Dragon Aspect, Hunter's Mark. Anything else from Arjhan? All right, sounds good. So, Gwen, you got a natural 20.
25 piercing damage,
Okay, on
slashing damage.
one of the
On
two.
you make
whoever
sure-
I ran up on.
Did you make sure to savage attack her?
Dude, I'm sorry.
It's
Did I
fine.
get that?
Because you re-roll your damage die. You did not take Savage Attacker, because that was not.
Oh, did you?
That wasn't the feat that you grabbed, I don't believe. Unless
No,
Savage
it
Attacker
isn't.
was the original feat?
No.
Level 12's hard.
Yeah. Well, I got one last level and one this level because I was 4th level fighter, 8th level barbarian this fighter, but I took something else.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna do my second attack because that's what I do.
Okay, so
it's-
I'm guessing that's another natural 20 by your expression. So who are you attacking? There were two in the front with crossbows, a human male, human female, and then in the
Right.
back there was another male female combo as well as a water genasi.
Just one of the humans. I didn't care which one.
Okay, so you said that was 25 on the first, so
Yeah.
sounds good.
That roll damage. 7. Reroll 2s. Another 2. Solid. So that's 9 plus 7, 16 damage.
Okay.
And then on my bonus action, I'm gonna manifest an echo. And I'll send Gray Skull directly behind the 2 with the crossbows, and he's just gonna go, hey.
Sup. All right, so Gwen, that was your turn. Next up is one of the individuals that was in the back row. And seeing this Goliath spirit, they're a little sussed about the whole thing. So they are going to make an attack against said spirit. They do not like it when the dead speak to them. That is a 17 to hit. You're muted.
What's our proficiency bonus right now? Oh, it's 18. AC is 18.
Okay, so
His AC is higher than my AC.
Amazing. Then they are going to make a second attack with their scimitar. That is a 16. That does not hit. And then they are going to reach to their side on the left hand. And they actually pull out a whip. And with a fierce crack, they are going to try and strike out again. That is a 19 to hit.
Okay, that does hit. He has 1 AC, so he goes down.
Okay. Or 1 HP.
1 HP, yeah.
So with a whip crack of his rumpant tail, the beast was done. And your echo disperses. So then that is going to be it for their turn. They're actually going to take a step back away from this cluster to try and just give themselves a little space. Next up is Sveinen. So Sveinen, Gwen, you have just rushed up. You have been attacking Orla, his blood hunter companion, and he is going to drop the crossbow that he had, and he will run his hand or his he will run his sword across the inside of his palm, and as he does, it ignites into flames, and he is going to make an attack against you with this flaming sword.
Is this a spell?
It is not. It is a blood hunter ability.
Okay.
So that is a 15 to hit.
That doesn't hit me.
Yay!
Shit.
They're gonna make another attack.
That's fine.
Okay. This is
my
going
job.
to be a 26 to hit.
That definitely hits.
All right. So you are going to be taking 9 points of slashing damage
Cool.
and 5 points of fire damage.
Okay.
All right, and that is it for Sveinen's turn. Next up, Caelum.
How many can I get? 5 in a 30-foot just area?
Yes.
If I include walking up.
Yeah.
Caelum will turn to Arjhan. I guess this means it's free game, right?
No, it's
He will walk up and pull the windswept saber from the sheath on his shield and cast Steel Wind Strike.
All right.
So I attack each one once. Does an 18 hit?
On whom? Let's just go
Anybody?
down the list. An 18 hits all 5 of them.
Okay. Cool. So one is taking 26 force damage.
Okay.
Next up does 22 will hit.
6.
Well, does a 22 hit?
A 22 does hit.
Okay, 22 force damage on another one. 15 and 7 is another 22 for 36 force damage. A natural 20
Oh my god.
for 15 plus 27. Hold on, math. 42 force damage.
42. Okay.
The last one is a 25. So they'll be taking 32 force damage.
Jesus Christ.
And during this turn, as he starts it, there is a explosion of feathers, and you see the windswept saber in the place where he had stopped. And as he teleports to each one, he tags them on the shoulder, on the stomach, on the leg, and he will appear in front of the male, Orlin.
Yes. Or Orla was the female, Sveinen was the dude.
Sveinen, and he is in a cross position, and in his left hand there's a red thread, and in the moonlight you can see that it's traced its path through all of them. He'll twang it, and the sword quivers and shoots off and starts slashing all of them and appears in his left hand.
Nice. I dig it.
As a bonus action, he will turn to Sveinen, and you can see porcelain start creeping up to his mouth. It stops right up underneath his nose, and he'll say, "You messed with the wrong party." And he'll use his Blessing of the Raven Queen to teleport back to the spot away from them.
Okay. Holy shit. And you have teleported back. So, Sveinen is going to use a legendary action.
Oh shit.
And you see him reach for a ball bearing in his pocket, and he just flicks it above your group. And as it sails into the air, you watch as that ball bearing turns into a cluster of ball bearings that all grow quite substantially in size. And it looks like a rain of cannonballs are actually falling upon your group. So I would like for everybody to make a dexterity saving throw.
Everybody within 10 feet of me.
20-foot radius, but 10 feet of you. Yes, sorry.
Everybody within 10 feet of me gets +4 now.
Nice.
Am I? I don't. I'm probably out of that, right?
You are within the radius.
Within the radius of Cori.
Not with Cori.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The number you are looking to beat is 17.
I got a 16.
I miss it by a lot.
12.
Okay. Arjhan, what'd you get?
22.
22.
Ooh.
And Kendek
Boy.
also succeeds on this. So Arjhan, you and Kendek are only going to be taking 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Caelum, Cori, and Gwen, you take 12 points of bludgeoning damage and are knocked prone.
I only take 6 and not prone.
I reduce
I
it by
also
3.
only take 6.
Okay.
Well, okay then.
Damn.
Fine. I
Sorry.
suppose. All right. So that
Everybody
was...
has these clutch ass damage reductions.
So then next up is going to be one of the humans in the back. And they are going to rush up towards Gwen with this large greatsword across their back, and they are just going to start making wild attacks towards you. As you know, you summoned a spirit to fight them, and he's a little superstitious about the whole thing.
That's cool. Are these guys pirates? Because I'm here for it.
They are not pirates.
Oh, I'm just getting the motif with the
Yeah.
cannonballs. They're afraid of spirits.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Cool.
Maybe one of them could have been a pirate in a different
Okay.
life. So, Gwen, you are knocked prone, so they will have advantage on these. Bwomp, womp, womp, womp. That is a natural 20.
That's fine.
So, they are going to be taking... You are going to be taking half because you're raging. Wow, what a waste. Half of 16.
So he comes up and does this epic attack, and Gwen's just like, and
he'll make a second attack. With a 21 to hit.
Uh-huh.
Or wait, no, he got a crit. Sorry. So you should have
That wasn't
also...
his crit?
No, that wasn't his
Oh,
full crit damage.
okay.
You were supposed to take then half of another 13.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Then a 21 hits you.
Correct.
So you are going to be taking... $22 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And a third attack against you.
Okay.
19 to hit.
That does hit, yep.
Yep. And then 18 points of slashing.
Okay. Cool. Yes.
All right.
Solid.
And on the end of their turn, as a bonus action, they are going to give themselves a little bit of healing as they use a second wind to restore some HP to themselves. But that is it for their turn. Next up, Kendek. He been sleeping. He got his sleepy time ruined. He's upset about all of this. He didn't even have time to put on his cool armor because he was fucking asleep. These dicks. So he is going to see that there's this dude who has a flaming sword in his hand, and Kendek thinks to himself, that's the one for me. That is my query. And he is going to rush up and use his fighting spirit to give himself some temp HP, as well as advantage on his attacks against this duder. That is
Motherfucker's a samurai!
He is. He rolls a natural 20 with his great sword. So, is 19 on the crit to that guy. On Sveinen. There. And then he is going to make another attack towards Sveinen as well, also with advantage. And he hits. It is not a crit, sadly. But then he deals 14 points of slashing damage with his second hit. Kendek doesn't really know what's going on, but he knows a bandit raid when he sees one. So that was it for Kendek's turn. Next up is going to be one of the other individuals in the back who is going to actually rush up towards Caelum, where you had ran over. He sees and identifies you as a, well, as luck would have it, a spellcaster.
That's cute.
Yes.
I'm gonna use my reaction to attack him as he rushes at me.
Okay. Do it.
Nevermore Life Hunt. +7. 25.
25 hits.
Yeah, that's nice, dear. 35 points of psychic damage.
Oof. They are not down, thankfully. But they are able to attack you. And as they get close, you see that they don't actually have like a sword or a saber. They just have these long, gnarly looking claws that they're going to reel back and actually try and strike out at you with. You're on the ground, so they get advantage. And that is a 22 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
All right, so you are going to be taking 12 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled. As they wrestle your Shatterkai form. Then, let me see. And they are then going to make another attack against you. That is a 24 to hit. And as they do, they kind of like grab the top of your head and push it back against the ground. Their jaw opens up and they just begin to breathe this icy cold magics onto you. So you are going to be taking 6 points of piercing damage and 8 points of cold damage. Alrighty, so that is it for their turn. Arjhan.
Okay, who's up?
Of your party or the enemy party?
The enemy party.
Enemy party still has its full 5. The one that had whipped Gwen's spirit looks like they are in the best shape. The one in the worst shape was the one that had ran forward to try and vomit into Caelum's face.
I had hunters marked somebody with crossbow.
Yes, that was Orla, who Gwen ran up to and began striking against.
That's fine. I'm going to... can I do that? No, I have to reduce the target to 0 hit points. So sorry, Gwen. Arjhan is... I'm imagining that on the other side of all these people, there are more like trees and everything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom you across and sort of just like matrix shoot at this person until I land on a branch on the other side.
Sounds good. GB, thank you so much for the bits.
So many bits. Thank you so much.
So many biddies.
So I'll take a couple shots at that person.
Yes.
I believe a 27 is going to hit.
Oh, yeah.
4 or acid damage. Any resistance?
Nope.
Okay. With this first one, it's going to be 6 points of acid. No, 6 points of force damage and 6. 6 points of acid damage. So 12 for the first attack.
Okay.
For the second attack roll, that's 24.
Also hits.
11 points of force damage. 6 more points of acid damage.
They're not looking too hot.
What about a 15?
A 15 does not hit.
Okay. So that one will miss, but Arjhan's going to be have zoomed behind everybody. And it's hopefully I want to draw attention to me away from the rest of the party.
Okay. Sounds good. They seem to, I mean, if it wasn't for this halfling that was right on top of them, you've drawn a pretty decent amount of attention. Your party is, they were not prepared, or as well prepared as they thought that they were going into this. So what can you do? That was Arjhan's turn. Hey, Cori.
Cool. Okay. Cori is going to use half her movement to stand up. Is Caelum within 15 feet?
He is.
All right. She's going to use her bonus action to activate her animated shield. And then she is going to run over to the guy that's on top of Caelum and try to make him not do that anymore.
Okay.
I have a question.
Sure.
If Caelum is prone and this guy is grappling him,
He is also prone, yes.
Okay.
They're cuddling.
You know what that means. Natural 20. Jesus. Okay. Well, here comes some damage. I'm gonna put a second level smite on this.
Go for it.
I'm sorry. It's
Don't
just what I'm doing.
apologize. This
I-
is what combat's for. It's not like it's the first round and you guys have dealt a significant amount to these individuals.
It's gonna be 20 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then 2 for advanced smite, and then first level, second level. Wait, no, 1 for advanced smite, and then first level, second level, 3, and then plus 6 total d8s for the smite. That'll be 20 radiant damage.
So they die,
Okay.
as you do. They are no more, as this dead body was once grappling Caelum. Cori, as you make your final strike against this individual, you hear it's almost like a whisper on the wind, but it says Tark Shatterkeel. And there is like a reassuring squeeze on your shoulder as this happens.
Okay. Interesting. Is there anyone still close to me that is an enemy?
No, that's not an enemy. All the enemies, they kind of like stayed where they were with their crossbows at the ready in the back, and then you guys brought the thunder.
Okay. So Cori has run a man through with her sword, and he disappeared. Oh, well, does he? I don't know. He falls over
Yeah,
dead.
he just falls over dead.
Okay. And her sword lights up with moonfire, and she flicks it off to the side, and it spits off of her blade. And she has a peaceful look on her face for a moment before she gets back into the fray.
Sounds good. Next up, Orla, who is one of the Blood Hunters. They got a 5 on their initiative, so they have just, watched one of the members of their crew die pretty quickly. But they still have a goal in mind. So they are going to rear back, and they are going to take aim. Now that Gwen is on the ground, they're going to take aim towards Arjhan. And as they do, you see that their crossbow begins to crackle with electricity. It seems like that was their chosen affinity for this. So Arjhan got 2 attacks coming towards you.
This is Blood Hunter bullshit.
Yes. So that is going to be a modified 20 to hit.
Sure.
Okay, so that is for 9 points of piercing damage, and then 4 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
Then the second shot is a 26 to hit.
Yeah.
Then that is for 5 points of piercing damage and 6 points of lightning damage.
-12.
Okay.
You sons of bitches.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I forget to use a lot of my abilities, okay?
And speaking
This
of
is one.
such, hey Gwen, it's your turn.
Ah, cool.
It has been a total of 6 seconds since combat started.
She's gonna look over to, look up to the chick she was fighting, Orla. She doesn't know her name, and just say like, "Man, you guys should have done the one-on-one combat thing, because this is gonna suck for you." She's gonna attack twice. She's
Okay.
gonna use half her movement to stand up and then attack twice.
Gotcha.
29 and 15.
15 doesn't hit, but the 29 will find purchase.
Solid. Okay. Okay. Jesus Christ! I'm just so excited. That is going to be plus 7, right? Yep. So that's 19.
Okay.
Can do math. And then I will use what am I gonna do with my bonus action this time? I'll manifest another echo. And that'll go kind of in between these guys and Arjhan, just as a like they're gonna have to run past him to get to them, even though they're shooting with crossbows anyways. But I'm gonna summon my lady friend.
All right.
And then I'm going to not second wind. I'm going to action surge and attack this girl 2 more times.
Okay.
Prepare. How is a 17 to hit?
17. Let me check. 17 does not hit.
Okay. The next one is 22 to hit.
22 does hit.
For 14 slashing damage.
Okay.
And she'll just be like, "You can give up whenever you're ready."
Okay. So the next one up is another one of the individuals in the back, and they are going to pull out a hand crossbow, kind of stowing their whip rather quickly and then switching to the bow, and they are going to try and make a shot towards you, Gwen. And that is a 24 to hit.
Yes,
So you are going to be taking, I don't know, 7 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution save.
This poison?
It is.
Solid. How's a 10?
Okay, so you are poisoned for 1 hour.
If I have resistance to poison.
That just means you take half poison damage.
Got it. So will I take poison on my turn then?
You have the poisoned condition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A +4 wouldn't have helped her there, would it?
Plus
I'm not
4.
close enough to you.
Yeah.
Because you didn't move, right?
That is correct.
I'm next to Caelum now.
Ooh, yeah. No, I don't think I was
No,
close
it's
enough to you.
still far
Okay.
away.
Yeah.
And then they are going to turn and actually will try and they'll skirt around this other spirit that you have summoned. And you hear them call out, "Take care of the necromancer."
Yes!
And they are then going to rush up towards Arjhan. And they are going to attempt to use a scimitar to try.
Do they get within 5 feet of it?
They're moving around this spirit.
Okay, because I do get reactions with him, so
Okay.
if they move in out of.
Arjhan, are you still up in the air?
I'm in I've landed in a tree.
Gotcha. All right. So they will be whipping out at you, if anything, instead of their scimitar.
I don't like the phrasing for that.
They're gonna whip at you. So, so they got a natural 20 on a whip.
Okay.
So prepare for the good. God damn. a total of 6 points of slashing damage. That's it. That was it with the whip. They rolled 2 1s on a set of d4s. All right. And that is all that Zed can do. Next up is Sveinen. And Sveinen does not like having to deal... yes, Caelum.
Up to my turn. I thought I went before Sveinen.
No, Sveinen actually goes before you. He had a legendary action that he was able to do this time.
Okay, cool.
So on Sveinen's turn, they are going to extend their hand out with this kind of flaming blade, and you see that there is a blade of shadow that actually accompanies their left hand, and they are going to make a set of attacks towards you, Gwen. But Gwen, hey, somebody just cast a spell real close to you.
Is it within 5 feet?
Yes, it is. He is right next to you.
Hey, indoor.
Yes.
Counterspell.
Okay. So his spell gets countered. Gwen.
I still get to do my attack.
Yes, you do.
I'm sorry, Gwen. I'm sorry. You wouldn't have to be a mage slayer, would you?
Hell yeah, I am.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. 27.
Yeah, that hits.
For 11 damage.
Okay.
Gwen, just don't pull that shit around me.
The girl said, "Fuck your magic."
Yeah.
All right, so there are only 4 remaining. Caelum, you have just watched Cori slay an individual above you and then get like a reassured look on her face for just a brief moment, and then turns away and like looks to the rest of the party. It is your turn.
Yeah, he'll use half his movement to stand up, and the armor falls away as he brushes his pant legs. The essence of shadow between his fingers. He's going to look over at Cori and point at the man. That one. And he's going to use Marked for the Grave.
What the fuck does that do?
Okay, who's the man?
The person that I stole the shadow magic from. It is a grave cleric ability that makes it so that he has vulnerability to all damage.
Oh shit!
Dope.
I see.
And as
look
he
at
looks
Indor's
over at
face. Look how mad you made him.
Dope.
he looks over at Cori, she notices that there is no luster in his eyes. And the purple veins come out.
She just blinks and then nods to him and looks at Sveinen. That one.
Okay. So
This is my cleric ability.
all right. So with Sveinen's turn, they're gonna use 2 legendary actions to make an attack against Gwen. Because they don't like getting hit when they're trying to look cool in front of their minions. So that is a 25 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you are going to be taking 6 points of piercing damage as they hit you with the butt end of their flaming sword, and you are going to be knocked prone.
Ow!
And that is what they are going to do.
Alright. I'm already pretty close to the ground anyways.
What's that supposed to mean, Gwen?
She's 3 foot tall.
Oh.
All right. Next up is the individual with the greatsword that was directly on top of you last time, Gwen, when you had been knocked prone, and they are just going to continue doing their holy shit. Thank you, Open for Adventure, for the raid. You came during a fun combat encounter. Thanks. So, Gwen, you are going to be assaulted by
And then
this
I'll get the kittens.
great sworded man.
Oh, fuck.
20. Meow. 25 to hit.
25 hit?
Yes. So that is going to be for.
I'm sorry, Stephen. Did you just meow? for the
Yes.
kitten? Okay.
Just so everyone's clear.
Okay, so that is going to be 20 points of slashing damage.
Hey, Cori, I'm fine, but I'm taking all this damage.
I've noticed that.
Okay.
It's you're gonna be okay.
Second attack for another natural 20.
Mm-hmm.
Giving
Go
yourself
ahead.
advantage with prone is a pretty good thing.
Uh-huh. That's why I haven't been savagely attacking.
So, oh my god. That is so low.
Thank God.
For a total of 29 points of slashing.
Okay.
They rolled 8 dice and 4 of them were 1s.
Solid.
And then a third attack.
Great.
And that is a 21 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
For 27 points of slashing damage.
Okie dokie.
All right, and that yes.
Are they just like, why won't you die?
You hear them mutter under their words, under their breath, filthy necromancer, and they just begin to wail against you. It seems like, as Arjhan is wont to do about not liking the undead, it seems like that's not just a him thing. It seems like it's a pretty standard blood hunter thing. And then it is Kendek's turn, and Kendek is going to strike out against this individual. And once again, using Fighting Spirit. Kendek gets a 23 to hit.
Fighting gold!
Shining
Please.
Finger! And he's going to hit him for 13. And then the second attack. It misses. He got a 2 and a 4 on the die. He did not succeed on him rolls. But he is going to use an action surge and do it all over again. That is not enough to hit on the first attack and not enough to hit on the second attack. So, 3 out of 4 of Kendek's attacks have missed. That's fine. That dude's dead. Next up is Arjhan.
Who is still accosting us?
So you have the dude who whipped you, and then your 2 other blood hunter companions.
The
Former.
person who I hunters marked, are they alive?
They are still alive. She is looking very injured.
All right. Unloading on her. 23.
Okay, with a 23, that'll hit.
$19 points of damage.
Okay.
Still up.
Yes, but looking very injured.
20 to hit.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
$18 more points.
They are no longer moving.
All right, who else is up?
So you still have the dude who whipped you. And then there is Sveinen and the dude with the greatsword that has just been smashing on Gwen this entire fight.
Bonus action, we're going to move Hunter's Mark to the person with the greatsword.
Okay.
And then they're going to get shot. 18.
18 hits.
Do they have resistance to force or acid damage?
They do not.
Okay, they will be taking max damage, which is 21.
Damn.
Action surge.
Okay.
$13.
13 does not hit.
About 14.
14 also does not hit.
What about 12 for a natural 1?
A 12
This was the best
Wait,
action
how
surge
close?
ever.
How close are you to me?
I'm on a tree very far away.
Are
Yeah.
you within 30 feet?
Of a spirit.
Ooh, then you get to re-roll that natural 1. Bountiful luck, baby.
21.
That'll hit.
Hey!
Must be the money.
17.
Okay.
God,
So-
I've gained additional attacks and action surge that did not hit anything. Oh my god.
Kendek feels
Thank
your
you.
pain.
Thank you, D&D Beyond.
All right, so next up, Cori. Cori, there is a man with a flaming sword, a guy who is whipping Arjhan in a tree, and then a dude with a greatsword who has been wailing on, quote-unquote, the necromancer throughout this entire encounter.
Right, and they're all like, are all of these guys between me and Sveinen?
No. Right now, the only person who is in between you and Sveinen is an individual named, I will give the name Denos. I already had him named, but there was just never time. But now it's easier
Nobody
to
asked.
distinguish. Oh, we're fangirl! Thank you
Got
for the
another raid!
raid!
Bing bong.
Ow!
I can't fucking take it. Okay, Jesus. So Sveinen is the one that Caelum pointed at, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cori's likewise going to point at him, and she's going to channel divinity as well, and use her vow of enmity on him, which is a bonus action. And then she's just going to sprint directly at him and try and give him a good old stab.
Okay.
Vow of enmity. Oh shoot, she has to do it to a creature within. She's gonna get within range first. She has to. She'll get within 10 feet of him. Vow of enmity, and then can keep on going. She gets advantage on attack rolls against that creature for 1 minute until it drops to 0 HP or falls unconscious.
Sweet deal. And you had picked Denos as your grave cleric? You had picked
I picked
Sveinen.
No.
I picked Sveinen.
Okay, and
was-
Cori, you are also attacking Sveinen?
Yes.
All right, cool. Just checking.
I probably run past Denos while I'm doing this.
Denos is only, like, you're all within a 5-foot cluster now.
I
Like,
see.
he wouldn't be able to get an attack of opportunity because you just ran up.
Okay. Here I come. Oh. But that's fine. I'll get a second attack. A 12 doesn't hit him.
It does not.
Okay, that's fine. I rolled 2 3s on my dice.
Do you
It's
want
just-
a 10?
It was karma.
10
coming
on
at
the
me.
die.
I want a
Do
10
you
on
want
the
a
dice.
Hey, wings.
Unless, of course, I'm doing
Wings!
Wings!
What?
Do you
God.
want a 10?
Oh, do I want a 10? I'll take
Yes.
a 10 if you wanted to give it to me.
Take the 10.
Thank you. I thought you were saying you want a 10. Okay. Hi everybody, my name's Wings and I'm here to play Cori. I'll take that 10 on my second attack.
On the
Okay.
first attack.
On the,
No,
on the
it's-
first attack?
First
Oh, it'd have to
attack,
be-
yeah, it has to be before the confirm.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Gotcha. So are we doing this or no? Should I do my second attack?
Yes.
Take a
Your
10
second attack is a 10.
Second.
on the die.
Yes.
So then you add
Plus
your
what?
modifier.
So that's an 18. Got
Okay, 18 hits.
it. Okay, I'm putting a 3rd level smite on this.
Okay,
Sorry.
it's gonna be fun. He's vulnerable.
Takes twice as
Okay.
much damage from all sources.
This
Okay.
will be the attack to do it on, yeah.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Oh shoot! No, I'm doing this wrong. This wasn't a critical hit. All right, so it's gonna be 8 slashing damage,
16.
Okay.
and then I roll 48. Work with me here, D&D Beyond. There we go. And then 11 radiant damage. Oof, that was low
22.
rolls.
A total of 27. And then
Did you?
multiply by 2 for a total of 54. Right? Yeah.
No,
That's
it would have been
54.
It would have been 22. You were already doubling them, right, RJ?
Yeah, so 8 turns into 16 and 11 turns into 22.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah,
That's where
it's-
my math was off.
We were expecting it to be a lot
38.
Math is hard, and this is not what we're here for.
No.
high stakes math, you guys.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I got.
Sounds good. While you are...
Did you not heal me?
I got you.
Sorry.
It's fine. Hey, Cori, guess what? You got a flaming blade swinging at you using a legendary action for this round.
Oh, hi. Okay, that's fine. I'll gladly
That's a natural
take
20.
that. Okay.
Pump, 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 pump. It's a fire-colored dice as well, so
Oh,
it's
it's beautiful.
on
I love it.
theme. Okay, so Cori, you are going to be taking 11 points of slashing damage, and then 15 points of fire damage.
You said 11 points of slashing
Yeah, and then 15
reduced-
points of fire.
and 15 points of fire. Okay. I reduced the slashing by 3.
Okay. Sounds good. So that was Cori's turn. Orla's dead. Next up is Gwen.
Okie dokie. Gwen, I guess, is going to use her bonus action to, she looks up at the guys above her and she's like, yeah, fuck that. And then she like blinks out and she switches spaces with her echo.
Okay.
So that's my bonus action. I'm going to drink my greater potion of healing as my action because there's no one directly next to me, right?
That is correct.
Okay. Then I will do that, and that's my turn.
Sounds good. Next up is the individual known as Zed, because again, it's easier to just say their names at this point. And Zed is going to look over at you, Gwen, and looks up at Arjhan. He is going to crack his whip out towards Arjhan up in the tree. And that's not gonna hit because that's a 6. Or sorry, that would be a 10, but that's still a miss. And then they are going to try and make a whip attack towards you, Gwen.
Rude.
That
But
is
okay.
a 18
That hits.
for 6 points of piercing damage.
Ow! You God, stop it!
And they are going to survey the battlefield. And you see them just begin leaving rather quickly. It seems like the last cracks of these whips were about as much as they felt like they could do and still be able to live in this situation. So they are running into the trees. Arjhan, you have a pretty good line of sight of where they are currently running, but they are in the process of beating feet and getting the hell out of here. As they do, Sveinen yells out, "Coward," towards Zed, and then will look towards you, Cori, as you are right on top of him. And he is going to make a series of attacks towards ye. So that is I'm going to guess that a 12 doesn't hit.
Nope.
And then second attack is a natural 1. So that is as much as they are capable of doing. And yes, it is now your turn. Or now it's Caelum's turn.
Surveying the battlefield, Cori has that locked down. He's going to walk over to Gwen and look down at her. He palms the top of her head as I wouldn't say deluge, but an explosion of red threads wash over her, and she heals 38
Holy shit.
as I cast Cure Wounds Overcharged.
Nice.
Great.
He will
Gwen's
pull
like,
back.
ah!
Get back in there.
Why was that so weird?
Okay.
That's my turn.
Sounds good. End of your turn. God, what's his fucking name? Sveinen is going to pull out another one of those ball bearings from his pocket, and he is going to hurl it in the direction of Arjhan, Gwen, and Caelum. So I need all three of you to make another dexterity save.
Nice.
23.
18.
7.
All right, Gwen, you once again are going to be taking the full amount and going prone. Caelum and Arjhan, you are going to be taking half and will remain standing.
Did you roll for advantage? With advantage? Fuck.
13 is the total damage.
6?
Yep.
Yes.
And then,
Gwen falls on her back and is just like, I guess I'll just stay here.
And it is now Denos' turn, and they are going to turn their assault on to Cori. So they're going to be making a set of attacks with a great sword towards ye. So that is not enough to hit. Does a 17 hit you with your shield?
Does not.
All right. Does a 24 hit you with your shield?
It does.
Okay. So they're looking a little winded at this point. So you are going to be taking 14 points of slashing damage.
Okay. I reduce that.
And that was all that they seemed to be able to do on their turn. Next up is Kendek, who is going to continue his assault on the man with the flaming sword, as he has tried a multitude of times. He is going to, let me just check real quick to see. Sorry, use that. He's going to use his third fighting spirit to give himself advantage. That is enough to hit, so that's good. For 13 points of damage on this fool. And then a second attack. Yeah! 2 15s on the die. So Kendek gets a 23. And we'll be dealing 12 points of damage. Alrighty. So that is it for Kendek's turn. They haven't taken any damage, so they don't need to do a second wind. Next up is Arjhan.
So as I just posted in the chat, not only have I been failing to roll concentration checks for Hunter's Mark, I've been forgetting to roll Hunter's Mark damage. This entire fucking time.
It's new. It's fine.
So Greatsword guy is still up, right?
Yes.
And they're still Hunter's Marked.
Yes.
Does 14 hit them? No.
A 14 does not.
But a 26 does.
Oh, for sure.
What the hell is the Hunter's Mark damage?
It's 1d6.
Okay. 22 points of damage for the attack that hits.
22?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an 18 hit.
An 18 does hit. Denos drops.
You mean Dedos?
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, who's the guy that yelled out to the other one for being a coward?
That was Sveinen, who was the last
Sveinen.
one left. As Zed fucking ran.
Did we already take out Orla?
Oh yeah, that was a while ago.
Oh.
Spider, you may wish to take this opportunity to follow your friend.
And they just grimace towards you. There is a look filled with hate and vitriol that is directed solely towards you, Arjhan.
Bonus action, Hunter's Mark will move toward Sveinen.
Okay. Cori, it is your turn.
I'm gonna Hunter's Mark Spider-Man as well. Because I can do that now. Cori's gonna give him a fraction of a second to turn and run. And if he doesn't, she's going to lunge forward. And
He don't.
Okay. And she will do that. Oof. Rolls aren't looking great tonight, my friends. A 14?
14 does not hit.
Okay. Second attack. Ooh. Well, I'm gonna guess that a 26 will hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay. A second level smite. So that'll be this many. This many! It's gonna be 7 slashing damage, and then 1, 4, 14 radiant damage, and 4 Hunter's Mark damage.
Cori, you hear another whisper that says Sveinen the Hunter.
Okay.
What does it look like when you drop this fool?
She waits for a moment for him to run, and he just stares her down. So she feints forward and he ducks, and then she spins and just lops his head off.
Okay. And it is, you hear his name as the head is being separated from the body. And then it is Gwen's turn. Gwen, you could be out of combat if you would like. There is one dude who is currently 30 feet away running into the woods, who does not look like they want any part of what has happened in this.
She'll say up to Arjhan, is that what, should I, no? Okay. Come back to me, my friend. And she is going to absorb her spirit back into her.
Okay.
And then just sit, well, she's already on the ground, so she's just kind of sit there.
Alrighty.
Maybe lay back onto the grass.
Cori will rush over to Gwen and just kind of skid to a stop next to her.
I'm not dead.
I'm sorry, are you okay?
I'm fine.
I was going to heal you. I promise. There was him and Caelum said, and I'm sorry.
Fine.
Caelum's gonna look up into the trees to Arjhan. Should I give him a warning?
I think he has his warning, but if you find it useful.
He's going to sink into the shadows using Dimension Door to teleport ahead of the runner.
Okay. And when you teleport ahead of the runner, their head is like turned behind them, and then they'll turn forward and see you and just kind of come to a stop.
I just sent a lich to give a message to a blood hunter.
They don't know I'm a lich. It's fine.
Bet.
He will look over to the hunter.
They just have like this look on their face like, this is it. This is where I die. Job's done. We did it, gang. We're going home to the big tree in the sky.
He's gonna walk over to him and put a finger underneath his chin and tilt it up. Tell your friends next time they won't be so lucky. And he's going to teleport away.
Okay. And you see that there is a moment of realization, as it seems they use their Blood Hunter bullshit abilities to detect what it is that just apparated in front of them.
Oh, whoops.
And then as you disappear, they do not come back. They have taken your message to heart.
Well, this is definitely bad for my PR.
Ah, damn it. I should have said, you should quit the Blood Hunters and then teleport away. I think that'd be funnier.
It's fine. He's already scared.
So, how many of your Blood Hunter friends are we gonna have to kill?
I don't know. They had new ones. I didn't recognize a couple of them.
From your encounter, the ones that you were fighting who didn't ignite their weapons in some form or fashion don't seem to have any kind of Blood Hunter sigil. There's no marking denoting them from being as part of the Sanguine Order of the Witch Knights. Looks like these were just hirees.
Mercs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought, whenever Kodeth started, I figured it would only be the younger ones that were going to come after me, but now with Sven and Orla,
Mm-hmm.
Sven was a lot older. He was one of our teachers.
Really?
Yeah, he was the one who, and he's going to look down to his side where he had shown you a scar before from a teacher that stabbed him. Yeah, he was not one of the good ones.
Just spits near him on the ground.
There is a wrestling sound outside of your peripheral, and it is Kendek just like removing armor from people.
There are 3 more from that I remember, not counting Ilni.
What are their names?
Erden, Silda, and Vend.
Should we like put out a call that's like, hey, if you want to come fight us, just come fight us?
Where would we even send them?
I guess that's true. I do kind of feel bad, and this is like, I know it's weird coming from me, but like, I do feel bad. Like, the hired people, like, they don't know that we're like god tier kids, but like, maybe we should give them a warning, you know?
At that teleport, Caelum just steps in. Warning sent.
Solid. She summons the Sun Forger back in her hand and pops it on her.
The person you warned was not one of the Blood Hunters.
Shit.
Well,
I mean,
Cori, are you healing Gwen?
I'm okay for now. No, I'm okay.
Yes, I am.
No,
Okay.
I'm fine, Cori.
Caelum, do you have a shortcut to building a couple of pyres? Pyres.
if you can... Actually, do I still have Fabricate? I do have Fabricate still up. It'll take me a bit, but I can do that.
Are we gonna have enough time for a short rest?
Yeah, you guys were in the middle of a long rest before.
I see. Oh yeah, that's right.
Uh,
50,
so
50 hit points for Gwen.
Gwen, the strangest thing happens when you are healed.
Oh fuck.
So, in typical fashion, when you remember things, you always recall the fights as being incredibly one-sided. And you always have the, like, But there's always that like mental image of the time that the Minotaur beat you through the deck of a ship when you guys were initially sailing. And in a way, this fight sort of seemed fairly similar to that with the amount of damage that you had taken.
Mm-hmm.
As this lay on hands comes through, it's almost like, no, there was no way you got hit that many times. Clearly, this was always the same kind of one-sided fight. And you actually don't have the memories of being smashed on in this battle. You just seem like, yeah, you were a golden godchild who walked through this battlefield and fucked up some people. Super great.
Is that a me thing or is that a Cori thing?
That would be a Cori thing.
Okay. Oh man, dude, they didn't even stand a chance. I don't understand why these people come attack us. Like, we are literally creatures of legend.
I think that's why now.
Oh, are we like asking people to fight us because we're so cool?
Well, I think the Blood Hunters just, now they see me as a legendary threat that they need to gang up on.
Like Arjhan said a while back, people hate things different than them.
I don't get that.
They do have a vendetta against him.
Yeah, but like even other people who we fought, like bandits on the road, I literally feel so sorry for them because I'm like, I mean, they don't know that I can just kick them into the ground, but like.
Camera pans over to Kendek.
Yeah, no, like.
Flaming sword.
Build. Thank you for the follow.
Yay!
Woo!
Wow.
All right, well let's get these guys buried and we'll do the rites and stuff, right?
You don't bury Blood Hunters.
You light them on fire. I remember. I was paying attention.
And at this point, Arjhan is drawing a couple of ritual circles in blood. Do either of the hunters carry icons of their patrons?
I would say yes. I would say that they would.
Wait, do I recognize who they are?
For the patron of Orla, it is what looks like a weird salamander-like creature, but it seems like it is reared back and has a multiple series of legs, and you would recognize this creature as a Bahir. And it's a sentient lightning creature that lives off in the far north. As for Sveinen, he was never shy about the fact that he had been sailing for a while. It turns out, Gwen, you were right. He was a sailor. And during that time, had actually like entered into not necessarily a pact. He always described it as a mutually beneficial agreement with a shadowed creature of sorts. And it seems like that was how he was able to summon his shadow blade. And he never gave the creature a name. He always just said his patron.
Oh. Okay. Once the fires are made, Arjhan is going to finish like the last bit of the circle where if the beginning would connect to the end. He's going to put down whatever icon they carried there. Drag their bodies, slump them on top of the pyres. And he's going to dig his claws into his palm again. And remember that he can't actually light his claws until he takes the aspect of the dragon again. He takes the red aspect, the aspect of the red dragon, and is going to release his claws and just be engulfed in this red fire. That's very similar to what Kendek does. Place his hands down on top of the icons, and do a almost silent prayer for their patrons to guide them into the afterlife, if that is something that they do. The fire is going to spread up around the circles, just erupting into this carmine flame, and eventually connect back into the pyre and ignite. Both of them ignite simultaneously. It's real fucking cool. He's going to step back a little bit toward everyone else and let the fire around him die down. And just not speaking to anyone in particular, he's going to very mechanically recite, "For this pyre we grieve our last. Through this loss we find resolve. For the fallen we stand firm. Until our reunion we hunt. Bitch."
Bitch.
Bitch.
Bitch. What do we do with this one? And Kendek motions towards the non-blood hunter that has been surreptitiously removed of any gear or armor. It is this...
The air genasi?
It was the water genasi, yes.
Yeah. Bury it? Or is that inappropriate for their rights? Should I dig a hole?
Yeah.
Solid. Did they have any gear with a patron symbol on it?
No.
Cool. Gwen's just gonna dig a hole to say, may you go back to your plane of existence. Bitch. I don't know.
And Kendek, who's helping you dig this hole, is that how that works? And just
I don't know,
tosses
but I'm
the
gonna
body
go with
in
it.
with you. Okay.
I think they're from another plane of existence. I don't know.
Kendek shrugs.
Gamel approach Arjhan.
Arjhan will actually, before the genasi gets buried, he's going to cast ceremony for a funeral before they're buried.
Okay.
Yeah, Caelum.
I've still got a spell slot left. Would you like to talk to McCoth tonight?
Sure.
You'll send a sending to McCoth. Sorry it's so late. Arjhan says it's safe to talk. Have a pleasant evening.
You know that the sending went through. There's no response.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And is there anything that you guys would like to do during this eve? Cybra kind of wakes up in the far back and
Oh no.
does a pupper stretch. She seems to have slept through this entire encounter, keeping
That's
her
our good
safe
girl.
from any danger.
Absolutely.
What a good help.
Nope. Just sleepy time.
Nobody's got any plans for tonight?
Almost morning, right?
I mean,
Well, we were into the second watch.
we were on the second watch.
Yeah, it's pretty late in the evening / very early in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Gwen snuggles up to Caelum and puts her hand on his leg. She wants to be touching him so that if he moves, she knows, because she's worried that he's gonna run off.
Gonna make a sleight of hand check when she's asleep. Gingerly just place it away from me and tuck her in.
Cori's gonna return to the place where she was trancing, and find that the moon would be a crescent right now, right?
Yes.
Find that there is just the dimmest moonlight that is now shining where her trancing spot is, and she's going to move her mat away, like closer to a tree, so that she's in a shadow, and she will trance there instead.
Okay.
15.
What the fuck is that?
To move Gwen's hand away from Caelum,
Oh,
tuck her in
God.
without
Mine's
waking her.
14. Yeah.
Random numbers in D&D scare me.
And Cori takes 15 psychic damage as Caelum nevermores her for health.
That was a really low Nevermore
Nevermore.
roll, I have
like
to
a-
say.
Level 1, nevermore.
Cori, it's probably not best to do that. She's gonna wait until everybody else is asleep and it's her turn to take watch. And then before morning comes, she will take a moment away from the rest of the group to call on Shar.
Okay. And when you go to call upon Shar, you find yourself at a slight creek that just seems to kind of be running through, going down towards the direction of the lake. And you feel your sight being drawn into the running waters. And as you call upon her, you see a now becoming familiar figure appear in the reflection of the waters behind you.
What does Cori's reflection look like?
Cori's reflection is lacking its facial features. It just seems to almost be like a blank face looking back at you.
She sees Shar approach. She'll turn around and look at her. And she'll just say, "Tak Shadakil. Sveinen the Hunter. What does this mean?"
You wrote the final chapter in their story. That's what that means. They died by your hand, so I was able to hear their story loud and clear.
What is the purpose of this?
You've seen my library. I like to collect things. I like to know. I didn't take them away from their afterlife. There's no fear there. I didn't mess with their souls. Simply wanted to know.
Curious. Thank you for your help.
Of course. It's what I'm here for. And she gives you a slight smile. But the smile seems practiced.
Mm-hmm.
She's used to hearing people give her praise.
I think Cori gives her that same practiced smile. And she will bow her head respectfully and step past her.
Okay. When you bow and lift your head up again, she is gone.
Of course she is. I head back to my group.
Alrighty. And Cori, as you are heading back towards your group, that is where we are going to call it for tonight's session. So I would like to say thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by. We got raided twice during this event, so thank you, raiders. That was really neato to see. And speaking of things that are neato to see, hey RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
Me?
Yeah.
Hey everybody, I'm RJ here on the channel. You can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and sometimes stream Minecraft and other things. You can catch me on the Hype Goblins channel tomorrow at 10 a.m. EST and Thursday, same game, playing as Titus, a Warlock Ranger, and week after next over at G Game Nights on Thursday at 8 o'clock EST PM as Theo, a noble who is trying his best to get his fiancée to marry him. Also catch me on Sundays at 10 o'clock EST as Hassan, the Yuan-Ti Druid Cleric in our Gunpowder Fantasy Noir setting of Chult, where we play the Tomb of Annihilation. DennyKeener.com.
Hi, I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me at LBHackEmUp on the Twitters. I just reached 300 followers, so I'm doing a giveaway. Like the tweet, comment on it, and I'll figure it out next week when I said I would. Totally. And I'm in on Tuesday and Thursday. I will be streaming on my own channels. Tuesday, I'll probably be playing around 2 or 3. I'm playing the first Mass Effect game, which I've never played before. Thursday, Lauren and I will be playing a horror game. Yay! And then no Friday game this week, no Saturday game, 2 Sunday games, and then I'm outie.
Hi, I'm Cyber. You can find me at cyberwolf1201.live. You can see my Twitter, Patreon, my where I'm very, very, very close to releasing a first version of my Taldore conversion of Descent to Avernus. So that's cool. That's neat. That took me a fucking year. I just found the worst time to release it. So yeah, that's fun. You can find other stuff there. You can also find my Twitch where I play video games real badly and talk about lore. We're going to be playing the first chapter of Danganronpa on Saturday because I need some fun anime murder mysteries in my life. And yeah, that's going to be fun. All the archives that go to YouTube. But, you know, check out servertrouble1.live. Check out jabroni.tv for all of that, all of this, because the Jabroni tabletop should be updated there too. And see all the other really cool streamers there. What's not on my website are the games that I'm in. There's this game. It's cool. You saw us play. It's really cool, right? I also play Arjhan in the Thursday night games that we play, except he's the DM in the Tyrant Security game. Check out the Patreon to see a giveaway that we're doing and how you, the audience, might be able to interact with that game, how to participate, and get entered to win some cool Tiamat merch. So yeah, check that out, DanaeKeener.com.
And speaking of DanaeKeener.com, hi everybody, I'm Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. I play as Cori, the Eldritch Paladin, during our home game on Mondays. And on Sundays, we've got Tomb of Annihilation. And I play as Baz, the Drow Rogue Fighter. DanaeKeener.com.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as on Sunday at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, because that was the earliest I could get off work and trick all of my friends in order to play a game at that time. All of the VODs, of course, go up to youtube.com/Indoor Adventures or anywhere where audio casts are made available for free. And speaking of free things, we're going to be going into our after show called Nights in the Courtyard that you can find at patreon.com/Indoor Adventures. We answer questions not only from the community, but also from each other. So if you have had any questions, you can either join us on Discord with the link below, or you can feel free to just drop them in the side chat during our live game. We will do our best to try and keep track of them, so that way we can answer them in kind. So with that, I would like to say once again, thank you to everybody who decided to stop by. Thank you to these players for putting up with my bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!
Bye.